Welcome to your weekend focus for December the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you so much for all the support that you give me each and every day. Truly, thank you so much. Now, let's get to the energy of the weekend. Let's get to the cards. We started off with this most beautiful card. We have the Ten of Cups. So, our happily ever after. And then right next to it is the Four of Wands, which is marriage, proposal, our firm foundation, our solid foundations. And so nobody can have a happily ever after unless we're building it on the solid foundations, the security, the love, the joys of life. And then we have the Seven of Cups back. Now, the Seven of Cups, I think came up in Thursday. It might have been Wednesday, but I'm thinking it's Thursday, or it could have been both days. This is definitely a card that is speaking to us on our priorities. Now, we could be overwhelmed. We could have too many choices available to us. We could be scattering our resources way too thin. And so the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands then makes a lot of sense because we have 58 honesty. Okay, so 8 plus 5 is 13, which is 4. Our foundations, our security. We need to have an honesty about what truly will bring us security, not what commercials say or TV shows say or our next door neighbor says, what the world has imprinted on us as what we should feel secure in and what we don't feel secure in. But rather, we need to go deeper than that. We need to really tap into our heart. We really need to tap into our higher wisdom this weekend and really understand what is security, what is well-being, what is happiness to me, not to anybody else, to you, and you alone. I think this weekend gives us clues, gives us understandings. You know, if you think that your happily ever after is having tons of money, then you really are in this energy, scattered all over the place. What do you need the money for? Is it to start the new business venture? Then how much money do you need? Is it so that you don't have to worry and fear every time you go to the mailbox on what bill is going to be awaiting you, or every time the phone rings, what creditor is phoning you? Then how much money do you need? We need to zero in. We need to understand personally what our happily ever after looks like. Our happily ever after may be our children and grandchildren sitting around the table one day playing a game, playing Monopoly, or playing Scrabble, or playing apples to apples, or Yahtzee, or just sitting around a dinner table with everybody happy and content and talking to each other. That might be our true happily ever after. So then how much money do you really need? So you really need to narrow it down. And I'm just using money as one thing. It could be your health. It could be well-being. It could be your stature in the community. What does your happily ever after look like to you? You really need to be honest about it this weekend. You really need to tap into it. All the planets are not in their happy places right now. All of them. So we are not getting that surge of energy unless you have something in your natal chart that's really getting a spark right now. This is a time to back it up. This is a time to go inward. This is a time for meditation and prayer, or just sitting alone with yourself and being honest about what you really need in order to feel successful, in order to feel happy, in order to feel abundance, in order to feel joy. Because a lot of times we get the imprints on what society says will make us happy, will make us joyful, will make us feel like our world is complete. And it has nothing to do with that. And then we feel this huge disconnect. One, because we're given goals that we didn't want to go for in the first place. Now, with the Four of Wands, it's also about celebration and happiness and joy. So get out there and enjoy life. Laugh. If you're invited out, go for it this weekend. Be with people. Raise your spirits. Raise your joy. But it's okay this weekend to allow the confusion to set in. It may be confusion. It may be that you are overwhelmed. Okay, it's actually not healthy to think that you can be positive and happy 100% of the time. And if we're always striving for that happiness and that joy, it triggers something in us. And it usually triggers depression, wanting to retreat, because we also need that time. We need that time to say, okay, I'm overwhelmed. And why am I overwhelmed? Is there anything I can put my finger on? And if there isn't, then meditate. Ask your angels, ask your spirit guides, ask God, the universe, to come in and clarify why you're feeling this way. Because it could be the imprint of somebody else's dream, and therefore you're not going for what truly will make you happy. It's such a busy world. We don't have time to sit alone. We don't have time for, and goodness sakes, don't shed a tear. Somebody might see you. You have to be strong and resilient and determined 110% of the time, or you look weak, needy. It's okay. It's okay to feel those things, because when you start to allow those feelings to come through and really be honest that those feelings are inside you, that's when you can tap into your truest passions. What really will give you joy, what really will give you happiness. Let's go to the angels. Let's get them going and see what they have to say for us this weekend. But it's really being honest about our security, our foundations, and not so much of what is presently there, but what we truly want to be there, what our happily ever after truly looks like. Because for each and every one of us, it's something completely uniquely different. And it doesn't have to be big, and it doesn't have to be grand, and it doesn't have to be boisterous in the eyes of the world, so long as it fills your inner need. Excuse Excuse me. So we have the Seven of Michael. There is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer, and review all the details. So this weekend, we really don't want to just do something for the sake of doing it in the hopes that it's going to bring us some kind of joy, some kind of happiness, a solid foundation, a step towards our happily ever after. We need to understand the details. We need to understand why we want to push forward in a certain area of our life, what it truly means to us, how it really gives us a foundation, a security. Just because it gave your next door neighbor or your best friend security and happiness doesn't mean it's going to do that for you. So there is a better course of action available to you. And by being honest with yourself and tapping into your heart, your wisdom, it will be revealed to you. We have the Queen of Gabrielle, passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. And you can do anything you want in life. And when you really get determined and you really understand why you want to go forward, the people that are going to help you will show up in your life. The tools that you need in order to go forward will magically appear. They will. Go after what you want, not what anybody else says that you should want in order for happiness to be there, but unique to you. Epiphany. Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. Yes. Answers through meditation. It's okay not to have the answer this weekend. The fact that you go searching for it may bring on the epiphany, the understanding, the clarity in knowing exactly what you want and where you want to go. What will bring you comfort? What will bring you happiness? What will bring you joy? The Magician. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. So once again, if we allow ourselves a little bit of, you don't have to be positive and happy all the time. You can feel lost. You can feel confused. You can feel overwhelmed. That's the starting point. That's the beginnings. To clarify to yourself what you truly want. Excuse me. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. And it's so very true. When you understand exactly what you do want, and sometimes we have to go through a whole process of understanding what we don't want in order to narrow down, where is that card? To narrow down all the choices that are available to us. And understanding the pros and cons of everything in our life. That's when we start the growth. That's when we start the awareness. That's when we start moving forward. And that's 4. So one more is the 5 of Michael. The situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. The situation doesn't serve you. You can't force yourself into feeling grounded. You can't force yourself into feeling like you are really moving forward if you are not moving forward. And it's okay not to constantly be moving forward. It's okay not to push ourselves into places thinking that we're going to get happiness or joy, that we're going to feel security and well-being. It's about tapping into your higher wisdom this weekend. It's about tapping into your heart. It's about understanding what is unique about your path. What is unique about your situation? And how do you feel that sense of security? What will really, truly bring it in? What will make it long term? What will allow you the amazing growth and the true passion to come out in you? So, go inside yourself this weekend. Understand a little bit more. Be honest with yourself about what truly gives you that sense of strength, that sense of empowerment. What does it look like? What do you look like? What's the situation around you look like when you feel empowered, when you feel strong, when you feel like you have a firm foundation underneath your feet and you're starting to build your castle of your dreams, your happily ever after? Go with the flow and look for areas where you can just laugh and just appreciate the moments, the mundane moments of life this weekend. Getting together with family, getting together with friends, putting on a comedy, reading a good book, setting aside alone time for yourself. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.